Quite cool, isn't it? But I'm off to the gym now. See you in a bit. Nothing better than walking to the gym in the winter when it's crisp, clear, dry, mild temperature. But it's the last day of the gym, like I said. So it's a sad day, but it's a beautiful day. Just finished up in the gym. Look how nice this looks in this cut in the sun. This colour, petrol navy, I'm calling it. Okay, let's talk about SEO whilst I'm eating my strawberries. SEO, search engine optimization. What is it? Okay. Basically, Google index websites, which means finds websites. In basic terms, saves it to its servers. SEO, search engine optimization, that's what it stands for, just to be clear. How to rank #1 in Google. So you get Google search, you type something in like, you know, Welsh independence or rugby warfare, and you expect a website to come up. But what if you typed in something like rugby training? Type in rugby training, Google's going to show you a list of websites. Now, Google's basically doing something bad at the moment, but it's taking the top spots for itself for all the ads. But say no, it doesn't, and it's like the organic results. The top one here will get like, you know, 30% of the clicks, then it's 15% of the clicks, then it's 7, 3. So you have to really be ranked #1 to top 1 to 3 to really get a decent amount of volume onto your website from doing SEO. And like the reason you want to rank #1 in SEO is because obviously if a search term has got a decent amount of volume per month, you're going to get traffic every month for your search term. So what I did, rugby training was too much of a big keyword for me to rank for to start with. So I decided to try and rank for rugby training. So rugby training as a keyword on its own gets about 1,900 searches a month. But I also rank for related key terms. So related key terms of rugby training might be rugby training guide, rugby workouts. So whatever it is, I'm getting more than 1,009. That's just for rugby training. The other variants will have different search volume. So say for example now, I've optimized my page. I rank #1 in Google for rugby training. How's that giving me customers? Well, if someone is into rugby training, they're likely into rugby clothing because they need something in training. So, like the video I did before on the Facebook ads into a lead, instead of Facebook ads delivering the lead, it's now SEO or Google. So Google, someone searches rugby training, land on the website here. I then offer them a free guide, a free training plan, whatever, because I know they're interested in rugby training. It's like, here you go, free training plan. Or get the top workouts. They'll then enter their email, right? And they put into our email list. And then email list eventually to a sale. So you've got to work out how many people it takes to, what's the conversion rate of the page into an email? So say now 10%. So say now 1,000 people a month land on the website, 10% turn into an email per month, 100 emails a month, and say it takes, you know, every 5 out of 100 to become a sale, so 5 sales. So every month, ranking #1 in Google for rugby training will give me like 5 sales, or whatever it may be. The reason you should look for keywords that are longer tail, so you've got like this will be, so rugby, clothing, quite competitive. Websites have been ranking for that for ages. So for me to rank for that, I'd have to get a lot of domain authority and links. So what you need to do as a smaller brand is you need to look for, they're called long tail keywords. They're like 3 or 4 or 5 words long. Rugby training guide. Rugby training is it wasn't that competitive. Gym rugby shorts, or it could be something like polyester based rugby shorts. So like more specific key terms. How do you rank in number 1 in Google? How do you rank keywords in Google? Well, so you got the content, right, which is going to be tailored towards a keyword or whatever. You need links to this. You need links to that content from different websites, powerful websites, strong websites, and without links, this content isn't gonna rank, right? Unless your website's already very domain, like it's got a lot of domain authority. So you've got domain authority and page authority. So when you're a new website, you've only got the chance to get page authority, which means links directly to the page. Eventually you'll have like 20 links to one page, and that page will have a good amount of domain page authority. But that doesn't mean you'll have domain authority. Domain authority takes time to build. You can do homepage links to start with to try and build up your domain authority. But again, not many people link to homepages. It's very rare that you will get someone now in 2020 who's going to link to your homepage. People link to content. People link to really good, useful content that's going to benefit the readers that's sending it. So what you've got to do is you've got to rank content pieces. This will get more page authority, goes up, and then you link from there to your homepage or there to a category page you want to rank for. Okay, so I want to rank for rugby clothing. That's my main keyword I want to rank for. But I can't really get links to my homepage with rugby clothing. It's very hard. How can I get links? So, ultimate rugby guide. So, I made the rugby training guide, ultimate rugby guide. Made this page. Useful, in-depth, looked at all the different rugby training, all the different weight training systems out there. And reached out to people. So who's going to link to this page? It's not your customers. It's not people who are going to find it useful. So you're not building a page for them. You're building a page for people who are going to be able to link to it. Bloggers, journalists, people who own websites. That's the thing to get your head around. You're not building these pages for your target customer, right? They don't have the power to link to you. Does that make sense? This page is purely built. One, it'll get me traffic. So one, it's got to have a decent search volume because I want to rank for something for it. It's got to be related to my business. But the most important thing, it's got to be a piece of content that attracts links from people that I need links from. It's got to be stuff based on primary data usually. If you went out and did a research study, like I've done another one, 4,000 rugby player study. So I did a 4,000 page rugby player study, ultimate rugby training guide, very useful to like my target audience as well. The chances are that happens, but they're most useful to people who've got websites, blogs, podcasts who want to talk about these interesting things. So I get links from them, right? So links are coming in from them. Happy days, cheers boy, cheers bae, thank you bae. They're all coming in. Still not ranking me for rugby training though, is it? So is it, what's the point? Get a few sales, drips and drabs. What is the point putting all this effort into this if it's not getting me sales? Right, now, here we go. Technique is this. Basically your website, when you link to something, you pass on link juice, right? I know, it's just a stupid word, link juice. So this page you'll have 2 liters of link juice, 2 liters of link juice, I'm just making out like 2 liters of link juice. My homepage here is optimized for the rugby clothing keyword. Even though I wasn't ranking well for it all, this shit for it, rugby clothing. I link from here to there and there to there in the top part of the page with the link rugby clothing. So I'm getting the ultimate rugby training guide. It would say, hey, we're a rugby clothing brand. Link rugby clothing to the homepage. hey, we're a rugby clothing brand, link it to the homepage. Now, if these two pages got 2 litres of link juice, it might pass 0.5 litre, 0.5 litre, and I start building up the links to the homepage. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? Yeah. You start building up link juice to the homepage using the anchor text, which is what we call it, of rugby clothing. Now, a lot of people will say, don't use anchor text. It doesn't work. If you've got a lot of external anchor text links, so links from other websites linking to your website with the exact keyword you're trying to rank for, it can look unnatural. But as a brand, as a company, is it really unnatural for me to mention in these pages that people are going to come from Google, so they've never heard of the brand, they land on these pages, isn't it useful for that reader to know, hey, we're a rugby clothing brand focused on rugby clothing and content and community? Of course it's natural to say that. And of course you'd want to link to your homepage, so if they ever wanted to go and check out everything you're about, you do that. And that's how you rank for rugby clothing, and that's how you get links. Because you can go and try and get direct links to the homepage with the rugby clothing, a few here, a few there, a few homepage links, rugbywarfare.com, rugby warfare. But they're very hard to come by. The most scalable way to do it is to create insane content, unique content that people will love to link to, and then it's up to you to really optimize the pages to really funnel through link juice to your page. But how do you formulate the content on the page to help you rank? This is an example to get your head around it. You want to rank for that word, apple. Now Google needs a bit more information about your page to know what to rank it for. Is that apple the fruit, or is that Apple the computer company, the tech company? Well, how do you think Google will find out if it's Apple the fruit or Apple the tech company? It looks at something called LSI keywords, latent semantic indexing. It looks at what words have to come in around this word to make sense. So obviously, if you're talking about apple the fruits, you'll expect to see words like fruit, fiber, 5 a day sometimes, healthy. Only when the page has the word apple and other related keywords does now Google make sense that's about Apple. Now it's about Apple the fruit, not Apple the computer company. And if you wanted to make it obvious that it was about Apple the computer company, you're gonna have to make sure that you're using phrases attached to Apple computer. So computer, iPhone, Steve Jobs, tech, whatever it may be. This is one of the most obvious explanations of it. So when it comes to the keyword you want to rank for, you really need to look out for what words does someone who has no idea about what you're trying to sell or what the page is ranking for. Next step, starting all over really, is keyword research. I use Ahrefs. You can use other tools. Get a keyword list done. Content keywords, money keywords, pain point keywords, comparison keywords. Get all of them down and look at the search volume. Then we pick what should we go for. Search volume wise is the mix of how hard is it to rank for. Pain point SEO is like, rugby warfare, review versus rugby warfare versus Canterbury, rugby shorts too tight, trying to find comfortable rugby shorts, all of these pain point stuff that I could rank for and make a piece of content on. So I find the keyword. So just because I'm ranking for rugby training doesn't mean I can't make the title longer. So my title used to be Rugby Training Guide, and I was 8th. Then I changed the title to be more not clickbaity, more appealing. So if Google sees like number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ranked here, if it expects a certain amount of click-through rate. But if number 5 is getting way more click-through rate than number 4, Google is going to go, hold on, mate, that shouldn't be getting more click-through than number 4. Maybe number 5 answers a query better than number 4. How's about that? So maybe we should move number 5 up to number 4. Well, I was 8th, and I changed mine to rugby training. Catapult your performance in 8 weeks. Power word, catapult your performance in 8 weeks. What are they gonna get from it? Performance, how long? 8 weeks. All right, I see this down here, but God, that sounds awesome. And I did that, my click-through rate flew through the roof, and I went straight to, well, I went to second first for a minute, and then I went to first. And I haven't looked back since. So, you know, you don't have to, just because you're going for the keyword rugby training doesn't mean you can't add more text after it. You know, you'll still rank for rugby training if the title's a bit longer. So yeah, that's an important point. So I'm off now.